Hello friends, warm welcome you all. In today's video, we will discuss William Shakespeare's four greatest and famous tragedies of English literature. In that, we will discuss Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth and King Lear. Friends, William Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist, poet, sonneteer of Elizabethan era and also of English literature. Friends, he has contributed a lot with his pen to English literature. और उन्होंने कॉमेडीज भी लिखी हैं, सोनेट्स भी लिखे हुए हैं, ट्रेजिडीज भी लिखे हुए हैं एंड ऑल्सो हिस्टोरिकल और क्रॉनिकल प्लेज भी लिखे हुए हैं. बट ड्यूरिंग हिज लिटरेरी करियर हिज करियर वॉज डिवाइडेड इंटू 4 पार्ट्स. एंड जो उन्होंने उनका जो करियर था दैट वॉज द टाइम ड्यूरेशन फ्रॉम 1601 टू 1608. 1601 से लेकर के 1608 तक का जो टाइम था, उस टाइम ड्यूरेशन में उन्होंने ग्रेटेस्ट ट्रेजेडीज लिखे हुए हैं इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के, जिसकी हम बात करने वाले हैं इस वीडियो में. Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth and King Lear. The first play we have here, Hamlet. Hamlet, the full title of this play written by William Shakespeare was The Tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. But generally it is known as Hamlet. The full title जो इसका है Tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. But commonly or in English literature we call this play by the name of Hamlet. And Hamlet is the central figure, or you can say is the hero of this play by William Shakespeare. And it was written during the time of 1599 टू 1601. ये 1599 से 1601 के मिड में लिखी गई है ये प्ले एंड फर्स्ट परफॉर्म्ड इन 1609. बिकॉज एट द टाइम ऑफ एलिजाबेथन एरा most important things related to the plays were that they were performed before the audiences. But in modern era you will see or that the plays were written during this time, or whatever the plays are written by the dramatists during this time, they were not performed before the audiences. They are in book forms. But this play were first performed during the time of William Shakespeare when he was alive, and 1609 में ये play first time performed हुआ है. We will discuss here the what is the story of this play very briefly. This play is the longest play with 30,557 words, and the setting of this play is in Denmark. डेनमार्क की सेटिंग है इस प्ले का. डेनमार्क के किंगडम के बारे में बात की गई है इस प्ले में, विलियम शेक्सपियर ने बात की है. एंड प्ले इज अबाउट द प्रिंस हैमलेट एंड हिज रिवेंज अगेंस्ट हिज अंकल क्लॉडियस. जो प्रिंस हैमलेट का अंकल है, उसको किस तरीके से प्रिंस हैमलेट अपने फादर की डेथ का, मर्डर का बदला लेता है. दिस प्ले इज रिलेटेड टू दैट because his uncle Claudius is very treacherous and greedy person, greedy uncle, and how he seized the throne of the Denmark by murdering the Hamlet's father, and also married to his bhabhi, that is, or married to Hamlet's mother Gertrude. किस तरीके से उससे वो शादी कर लेता है, and how Hamlet is succeed himself to take the revenge from of his father's death from his uncle Claudius. And at last, because this is tragedy, there was the sad ending of this play. Hamlet की भी वहाँ पे मर्डर हो जाता है, मृत्यु हो जाती है, Hamlet भी मर जाता है. And that's why, because at the time of the Elizabethan era, tragedy is related to where there is no happy ending, जहाँ पे sad ending होती है, that is called tragedy. And this exactly happened to this play Hamlet. एंड फ्रेंड्स, एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ मैं आपको बता दूं दैट हम यहाँ पे बहुत ही ब्रीफली डिस्कस कर रहे हैं प्लेस के को, बिकॉज यहाँ पे हम 4 इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेस डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, ट्रेजेडीज डिस्कस कर रहे हैं विलियम शेक्सपियर का. बट लेटर ऑन इन सेपरेट वीडियोज आई विल डिस्कस ईच एंड एवरी प्लेस डिटेल्ड वे. एंड द इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दैट. वी हैव द हैमलेट, क्लॉडियस who was the uncle of Hamlet, and Gertrude, and she was the mother of Hamlet. Polonius. Horatio was the friend of Hamlet. Ophelia is another character, and she was the beloved of Hamlet. Laertes we have, he was the son of Polonius and brother of Ophelia. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they were fast friend of Hamlet. Now let's talk about another play. Let's have another play, that is Hamlet. And the Hamlet is the full title of this play by William Shakespeare, The Tragedy of Hamlet. And it was first performed during the time of the 1606, and it was first published in first folio that was published in 1623. 1623 में ये publish हुई है with the other plays of William Shakespeare that was published in 1623, जिनमें 36 plays इनके publish हुए हैं. One was not in that, and it is regarded William Shakespeare's shortest tragedy. Yes, friends, out of these four tragedies, this is the shortest tragedy of William Shakespeare. Let's talk about the story of this play. What is the main story we will discuss here? Due to ill-timed prophecy from the three witches, tells the Scottish general Macbeth that he will be the king of Scotland. Yes, ill-timed prophecy थी, जो भविष्यवाणी थी थ्री विचेस की, वो मैकबेथ को बताते हैं दैट यू आर गोइंग टू बी द किंग ऑफ स्कॉटलैंड बिकॉज यू आर अ वेरी ब्रेव एंड यू विल बिकम a new king of Scotland. And when he told this things, the bhavishwani, the prediction of the witches, to his wife Lady Macbeth, she encouraged him. लेडी मैकबेथ जो होती हैं वो encourage करती हैं मैकबेथ को that yes, you would be the king of Scotland, and under the influence of the prediction and also encouraged by his wife, Macbeth kills the king and become the new king. वो नया राजा बन जाता है, उसने वो मर्डर कर देता है किंग का, जो स्कॉटलैंड के किंग होते हैं उसको मार देता है. And because he has some kind of guilt in his heart and mind, and under this guilt, under these things, he kills many people who were against him, who came to know the truth that Macbeth has murdered the king of Scotland. Then he killed that person who come to know the truth that he had murdered the king. And finally he was beheaded by Macduff. Macduff के थ्रू वो मारा जाता है, उसको beheaded कर देता है. Macduff Macbeth को behead कर देता है. And the evilness of Lady Macbeth and Macbeth reigns come to bloody end, because this is the tragedy, and in this tragedy also the hero and his wife Lady Macbeth both was murdered. And the characters we have here in this play tragedy: Lady Macbeth, who was the wife of Macbeth himself, the lead character or hero of this play, Banquo and Macduff. These are the important characters involved in this play, Macbeth. Let's talk about another play. Another we have Othello. It was a play written by William Shakespeare himself, and regarded one of the greatest tragedy of William Shakespeare. And full title we have of this play: The Tragedy of Othello, The Moor of Venice, is a tragedy by William Shakespeare, and it was believed to be written during the time of the 1603, in the third phase of literary career of William Shakespeare. And what the story? Let's discuss in brief here. We have the story revolves around two central characters we have here: Othello himself, the hero of this play, a Moorish general, and his treacherous ensign, his treacherous military man, और his colleague, that was Iago. Iago जो था वो उसका treacherous friend you can say और colleague है इसमें, because he was Othello was the Moorish general, he was military man, general था military group का. Iago is furious about being overlooked for promotion. Yes friends, Iago को इसमें जो है उसको प्रमोशन नहीं मिलता है इस प्ले में, जो जहाँ पे वो मिलिट्री मैन वो रहता है. एंड ही प्लॉट्स टू टेक रिवेंज अगेंस्ट हिज जनरल ओथेलो, because this is tragic play and यहाँ पे revenge, bloodshed, these things are general in these kinds of play. and वो अपनी जनरल से ओथेलो से रिवेंज लेने का एक प्लॉट बनाता है, उसको किसी तरीके से अपनी बातों में फंसाता है. And Iago manipulates Othello into believing his wife Desdemona is the wife of Othello, is unfaithful. Yes, he believes, वो उसको यकीन दिलाता है अपने जनरल को, Othello को, that your wife Desdemona is not faithful to yourself. She is not pure, she is not pious, she is not for you. And steering Othello's jealousy, Othello allows jealousy to consume him and murder Desdemona and then kills himself. Yes friends, वो अपनी jealousy में अपने because he's scared of the words of the uh, Iago, and because of that he murdered his wife Desdemona and also kills himself. अपने आप को मार देता है. This is the story of this play, Othello, and the, this is the on what are the themes involved in this play. We have racism, love, jealousy, betrayal, revenge, and repentance. These are the important themes involved in this play. We have and important characters. Already told you that Iago, he was the colleague or another military man of the and friend of Othello, you can say. Othello was the Moorish general. Desdemona was the wife of Othello. Cassio, Emilia, and Rodrigo. These are the important characters involved in this novel. Let's talk the fourth great tragedy of William Shakespeare, that is King Lear. Yes, we have here King Lear, and the King Lear is a tragedy by William Shakespeare, and the originally it was drafted or written during the time 1605 to 1606 के मिड में ये लिखी गई है. And the latest with its first known performance at St. Stephen's Day in 1606. 1606 में ये perform भी हुई है ये play, that is King Lear, and this is the story of a king. His name was King Lear, and how he divided his kingdom with his daughters. He has three daughters, and what the tragic end he faced in his life. Here we have the story. King Lear is the aging monarch with no male heir. Yes friends, उसका कोई उत्तराधिकारी नहीं था. Who was male. He had no son, and he decided to divide his kingdom among his three daughters. अपनी तीन बेटियों की के बीच में वो अपने किंगडम को डिवाइड करना चाहता है, बिकॉज वो अब बूढ़ा हो चला है. And their husbands, he requires them to give speeches proving their love for him. और वो अपनी बेटियों को बोलता है that now it's time to tell you that how much you love me, how much you all of the three you love me. और एविल सिस्टर्स जो उसकी होती है, एविल जो डॉटर्स होती हैं उनकी, दे गॉनरिल एंड रीगन, uses exaggerated flattery, but the good daughter, that was Cordelia, speaks plainly and simply. जो उनकी बेटी होती है, जो अच्छी बेटी होती है, जो अपने फादर से ट्रू लव करती है, किंग लियर से ट्रू लव करती है, कॉर्डेलिया, वो बहुत ही सिंपल वर्ड्स में अपने फादर के लिए वर्ड्स बोलती है दैट यस हाउ मच आई लव यू. बट जो उनकी दो बेटियां होती हैं, गॉन्ड्रिल एंड रीगन, दे यूजेस फ्लैटरल वर्ड्स, दे यूजेस मोर hyperbolic words and exaggerated words to express their love for their father. एंड यहाँ पे होता है कि वो अपने किंगडम को दो में डिवाइड कर देता है. अपने किंगडम को कॉन्ड्रिल एंड रीगन को दे देता है, नॉट टू कॉर्डेलिया. बट जब वो फील करता है दैट ही इज ट्रीटेड विद दिस डिसरिस्पेक्ट विद द टू डॉटर्स कॉन्ड्रिल एंड रीगन, वो बहुत ही ज्यादा फ्यूरियस हो जाता है. एंड हिज स्टेट लेवल गोज टू द मैडनेस. वो पागल हो जाता है बिकॉज ही हैड डिवाइडेड हिज वेल्थ एंड पावर between two daughters who are disrespected him and who had treated him badly, जिसने उसको बहुत बुरी तरीके से उसके साथ बर्ताव किया है. बट नॉट टू कॉर्डेलिया who is actually who actually loved her. He had not given his property, his wealth and power to her, and because of this state of mind he became mad. वो पागल हो जाता है and eventually become tenderly reconciled to his थर्ड डॉटर. और बाद में वो अपनी तीसरी बेटी से रिकनसाइल हो जाता है, उससे वो माफ़ी मांगता है, उसके साथ हो जाता है, उसका जो रिस्पेक्ट करती है, उसको बहुत ही केयर करती है उसकी तीसरी बेटी जो कॉर्डेलिया होती है. एंड दिस ट्रेजेडी स्ट्राइक्स हर एंड द किंग लियर. और यहाँ पे उनको स्ट्राइक करता है ये ट्रेजेडी, like the other tragedies, and this is the story of the king Lear, जहाँ पे उसकी किंग लियर की मृत्यु हो जाती है because of madness, because of his state of mind. नाउ फ्रेंड्स, आज हमने यहाँ पे जो डिस्कस किया है वो 4 इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रेजेडीज को डिस्कस किया है। प्लीज आप कुछ वीडियोस चाहते हो किसी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पे, आप मुझे वो कमेंट सेक्शन के थ्रू आप मुझे बता सकते हो कमेंट करके। थैंक यू वेरी मच।